seen horses in many meetings.
Oh, I bet, okay. I remember the comprehensive plan committee meeting, they were like knockdown, drag out brawls.
They gotta love Shandaken.
That's what, it's been so many years since.
Some of those little quiet towns you gotta look out for.
No, they had like 14, 16 people on it.
Wow.
No one gets to believe.
We got a copy of the Woodstock STR.
Yeah.
Consider, I don't know if it's been approved, but
No. that-
Mike Castiglione, I think, is on the ZBA, comes to the shop to buy ice cream. So I was chatting with him, so yeah, I think they're still thinking it through.
Yeah.
What to
They got it all drafted.
Yeah, they have to direct.
They haven't approved it yet.
I think, the big concern seems to be, hey, we want people to pay their taxes,
It's fair.
get their insurance straightened out, do it legally.
Yeah. Not just that, safety, there's a lot of safety issues.
Yeah, and insurance will make you focus on that.
Right, like they
And
said,
inspections.
yeah, like you said, 4 people rented, 20 people show up.
Yeah, it's not good.
It was conditioned on the approval of the application.
Okay. Can you email it?
yeah.
That's all. All right, let's open up our regular meeting for this December 12th with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, our secretary could not be here tonight due to sickness. One of her daughters, I hear. So, have a roll call. I am present. Don Brewer. Art Christie.
Here.
John Horn.
Here.
Julian Kalb. Here. Alan Shiner.
Here.
Clifford Buffalo.
Here.
And Sam Spada.
Here.
Okay, previous minutes of November 14th. We had our public hearing and our regular meeting minutes. Has everybody had a chance to go over that?
Yeah.
I would just like to make one change in that, the last sentence. A motion was made by Board Member Shiner to accept the application as submitted. However, noted this permit is contingent. It says on the application for FFL, seconded by Board Member Horn. I believe that was contingent on the approval of the application for FFL. Well, I would like just to add the words approval of. That's my motion.
What minutes is this? Oh, here, oh. What do you want to change?
With the approval of the application for FFL. That's what it's contingent on. Have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor of that revision?
Aye.
So the minutes are accepted with that revision. Okay, communications. I moved to what we have there listed to old business. We'll talk about that. But we do have this New York Planning Federation Conference, April 28th to April 30th, Bolton Landing. Just let me know if any of you want to go to that. We'll put it before the planning, for the town board as a request. I don't think we've ever been to any of these, and it wouldn't be a bad idea. I think the town board would cover it. I think there's money in that budget for that. So let me know if anyone's interested in doing that. Okay, old business. We're looking at the, Howie's been looking at the fee schedule, permit fee schedules for various things. I think we saw a list that Warren had before he had left. Howie's been looking at that, looking at other towns, what their fee permits are. We talked about it briefly in the office there. Howie, I think, believes as I do that, some of these fees can be increased, but at the same time, we got to keep in mind that people in town pay taxes for certain things, and extra fees on top of the taxes we already pay. Not necessary, I don't think, but some of these are definitely need to be revised. So Howie?
So, yeah, what pops out to me initially is, people come in for a building permit to build a new house, and it's 2,000 square feet, and we ask for a cost of what that might be, and someone might be really, really honest and say $250,000, and someone might be wanting to say $200,000. And what Woodstock and Hurley and Olive use is a square footage cost.
And we use a percentage of the price.
Yes, we use a sliding scale. And so on smaller applications, like putting in a wood stove, we generally see an estimate from some local contractor who's going to install the stove, sell the stove. We have a price in front of us, and that fee is based on that. That's a sliding scale, and I think that works for small applications. But for things like new construction, large decks, bigger projects, I think the square footage makes it easier for everybody. And then it's a fair balance. Everybody's paying the same price per square foot. So that's my suggestion. I'd like to put some more work into it, maybe at the workshop meeting in a couple of weeks. I'll do a better presentation, more numbers, comparison with the towns. Sandy's done a lot of work on that already, but there's some of the things are confusing because it's not apples to apples. So I'll try to clean that up for the planning board meeting.
So the planning board's responsibility is to recommend what you...
I think the way it goes is you recommend to the town
Town
board.
board.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll work on that at the workshop meeting.
Mhm. And I'll try to get this information to all of you before that happens.
Now, what would be the fee on a medium-sized house?
Well, if it was a 2,000 square foot house in this town, it's based on, I didn't bring the application down. If the first 100,000 is $250, and every 1,000 after that is $3. But it's really when the people come in, they fill out the application. They may not have even gotten a price yet from several builders. They might be just in the planning stages, but they want to move forward. So I think it would be more accurate to charge by the square foot.
Because the plans would show that. You're just
Plans-
not going by their word.
Exactly.
It's a little more straightforward, too.
Yeah,
And fair to everyone.
yeah. Mhm.
Plus, if somebody did build a medium-sized house, how much effort do you have to put into it? Do you have to visit 3 or 4 times or more?
Well, it's basically they fill out the application and they'll put a price of construction. But that might be a misconception of what it actually is going to cost.
You're asking about number of inspections after
Yeah,
the
but how
fact.
much work is it for
How
you?
much is
Do
it
you?
going to cost the
Work-wise.
town work-wise for you to go there?
Well, normally there's about 8 checkpoints when, first of all, the zoning permit, and then when they're ready to pour footings, when they're ready to pour the walls, when the framing is starting. When the plumbing is done, well, there's roughed in, electric, so there's a whole bunch of steps. There's about 8 steps, 8 trips out to the site for me. And each inspection could take a half hour, could take an hour. So, we're charging, Woodstock's charging 50 cents. Early, Olive are charging 50 cents a square foot. We're charging something like less than 20 cents. And, for a thing like a deck or something, somebody brings me the plan, which I insist on, I can easily take a square foot measurement of that and convert that into a permit fee.
You're gonna have a different rate for decks versus houses.
Yeah, I think it would be a different rate.
I've been in towns where they're the same rate.
But decks tend to be
Yeah.
a lot smaller than houses,
Yeah.
generally. And some of the other fees, like for a special use permit, we charge $100, I believe, and other towns are charging more like $300 and $500.
Okay, so we'll go over that
Yeah.
at the workshop
That'd
meeting.
be very good.
Other old business is we need to send a recommendation to the town board. I would like to send a recommendation for the reappointment of Alan Shiner to the planning board. We're required by law to put a notice out when one of our terms is up and give interviews. No one has stepped forward for that position. But Alan has said that he'd like to continue, and we definitely would like Alan to continue. So we'll send a letter. We'll have Sandy put together a letter of recommendation for the town board. All in favor?
Aye.
Was there a deadline when somebody else could apply?
It was last night. They had me in by yesterday,
Yeah.
Okay.
the application. Was that right, Howard, yesterday?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so, new business. Mr. Bundy has establishment on 270 Main Street, Pine Hill, which is now a gift shop. It's the old drugstore where the Smith Brothers invented their cough drops. So, Mr. Bundy, do you have anything new for us at all, or?
Nothing new except for the application I submitted, which I hope is sufficient and meets all of your needs.
So, Mr. Bundy was at the workshop meeting. We went through the list, site plan. There is no parking, like the same as all the businesses there on Main Street. They take advantage of the municipal parking lot and parking on the street. Pretty much similar to what we have in Phoenicia. No additional lighting.
No,
Signage.
we're going to hang a small sign on the front of the store underneath awning, which I provided a mock-up of
Okay, so it's on the building
Yeah.
itself.
on the building, yes.
So everything I've seen on here is covered. Anyone else on the town board have any questions for Mr. Bundy?
I did want to ask you, Mr. Bundy, when you were here last time, you said that you wanted to get a liquor license.
Yes.
Don't you think you would be better served to just get like a beer and wine license?
The original intention was to get a tavern license, and we had encouragement from some people that it could be fun to have the option of serving harder liquor as well.
Okay.
We don't have any intention of having a full bar at all. But it might be where we say, we do a specialty cocktail for the Union Grove Distillery or someplace in Roscoe, some local distillery.
Oh, okay.
It's to put the option on the table,
Mhm.
but not have a full bar.
Ah, okay. They just thought it would be, at least less expensive.
Well, yeah, we're aware of the cost of the SLA as far as the actual full liquor permit goes. And that would be a decision you make, but I don't, from what I understand, I think that the planning board, what your decision is with the special permit affects that.
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it.
The original thought was to be a tavern license only, right? So it would be wine and beer, and I guess it could also be packaged beer if we went that route, but
Right.
we've had encouragement from some people that it could be fun to also
Oh, okay.
offer a little something extra.
Well, it's always in the end up to you what you want to do.
Right, thank you.
It was just a suggestion.
No, I understand that. That was our original thinking, for sure.
Okay.
Now, I think the approval of the short environmental assessment form should be done after the public hearing.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yes.
What are we classifying this as?
It's a place of assembly. A2 assembly, drink and food.
Let's see, is that on the application?
I don't think we included the reclassification of in the application. We did everything else, and then I guess
It's more of a zoning
Yeah.
issue than.
what we had spoken with Howard before about that.
It's in the back.
Page 116.45. Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's the second one down from the top. And the zoning in that district is Hamlet Commercial. It was changed at some point recently for that side of the village on Main Street.
Yeah, planning board.
We made that change a
We
year
made that
ago.
change.
And this is exactly why we made that change. We had the building layout, the signage, exterior lighting stays the same, the property survey. Any discussion?
All right, just a couple of questions for Howie. So, will this then have to go for a building permit? Is there work enough being done that requires a building permit?
They already have a certificate of occupancy.
So they don't need another building permit?
I don't believe they do.
Okay.
The one restriction is since they're turning from an M group, which is a resale establishment, to a place of assembly, there's a restriction that since they have an apartment upstairs, an accessory apartment, the change of use is going to require a 2-hour fire barrier between the tavern and the apartment. So 2 hour, they don't want to change the ceiling. It's a type 5 building, which means everything in it burns. So their option is either a 2-hour fire barrier or a sprinkler system.
Okay.
And we've already discussed that.
And sprinklers are what we're opting for.
Okay.
And, okay, so that's the only thing that really needs to
Change of use, it may require a building permit for a sprinkler system or a fire barrier.
I just wanted, because place of assembly makes me think if there are going to be any issues with regard to handicapped access. You got a small toilet,
It's less than
steps.
50 people. And I think when you get to 50, that's when the regulations.
Gotcha. So we're under 50.
We're under 50.
Thank you.
What's the place of this? Oh, zoning? It's Hamlet.
HC.
That's, no, we changed it this year. That's on Main Street.
Yes, Bob?
Okay, he's gonna be serving wine and liquor there. Is there gonna be any seating in there? Requirements for amount of seating that's to be in there?
That may change, they've already discussed, when I gave them the CO for the mercantile, they expressed that they were going to have a minimum amount of tables and chairs. So their occupancy is going to be based on what they decide to do now.
Could we put a proposed seating diagram on the layout of the building? It would be probably 3 cafe tables, maybe 3 cafes. We would also like to be able to, in the warmer months, seat on the front porch, which is also in there.
Mr. Bundy, are you
Yes.
going to have this operating as a full-time tavern? Or is it going to be, like you said, for special events and then you can serve some wine or beer or drink or whatever?
So the intention is it's a retail shop first, but we want people to linger. It's a very small shop. They can wander through, they can maybe buy something or not, but then they leave. We want it to be more of a place where people spend time, and when people drive by town during the day, they'll see people sitting inside enjoying themselves, to hopefully draw more people in. So I guess during the hours we're open, we do intend to be able to serve drinks. But the hours that we're open, we're expecting to be sort of early to mid-afternoon to early evening, when all the restaurants and bars open further up the street.
Thank you.
So it may seem odd, but originally it's a retail outlet that can serve wine and beer. That's the intention.
Is this the current interior layout with the shelving and the display counter?
Yes, and the tables are obviously movable, so they can.
Sure, yeah.
We have to know that. It's permitted.
Yeah. Howie, would be on the tavern, bar, and nightclub, not integral to a hotel?
But that's under the permitted uses. It's permitted with a special permit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
that's the one, okay. So that's the one,
so that's tavern bar.
yeah. Okay.
What did you say your hours were?
The idea is 12 to 8 daily. It's going to be just us running it to start with, so it's more likely going to be Friday, Saturday, possibly Sunday afternoon. But we want to, I guess, cast the widest net to make sure that we're understood.
Any further discussion? John?
I don't know, I see a misspelling. It's,
The
I'd like to say
Odd
this is a very
Shandaken.
nice application.
Oh, no.
Nice job.
Yeah.
alcoholic is
Oh,
spelled.
yeah, that too.
I'll talk to you in a second.
I was gonna say,
Cliff?
No.
we can actually read it.
Joanne?
Right.
Any discussion?
No?
No, I'm fine.
Helen?
None?
Nadia?
So, entertain a motion to send this for a public hearing for our next regular meeting?
I'll make the motion to send this application for public hearing.
I would second that.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, David, then next regular meeting, we'll have a public hearing
January 9th, yes.
before the
In
meeting.
January.
Yep.
We'll have it at 6:45,
On January 9th.
6:45, okay.
and then after that is our regular meeting, which we can make a decision or not, depending on if the board's ready to.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. Other business, I just wanted to bring you up to date on that ad hoc committee we have for Airbnbs. There's supposed to be two from the zoning board. Sam and I from the planning board, Howie, 2 people from the town board make up this committee. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention because it's not always true what you're reading in the papers. This is an ad hoc committee. We're trying to come up with an understanding what the town can do as far as the Airbnbs. A lot of houses are being bought up in town. We're mainly concerned about the absentee owners that are buying up houses and renting them out on the internet, and so they're never even here. People renting them are not aware of a lot of things in our town. A lot of the town regulations and things like you don't put garbage out for the bears.
Or the burn ban.
Yep.
They start fires out. in the
There's quite a
middle
few
of
things
the burn ban.
that we have to address. The same as the rest of the nation is going through. Because this is a new thing that we've been seeing new things in the past couple of years, like glamping and, so this is just something that we got to see what type of regulations that we should put on it. Of course, being Shandaken, we don't want to put a lot of regulations, new regulations on the books, but sometimes it's necessary to take a look at things like this. But the Airbnb people in our town have formed a committee, a group, and they have said some things, some of the members have said some things that are just not true, that the committee has coming up